don't know what happened there, boys and girls, sorry. Hello, this is your Persuasive Writing Lesson 4. Today we are going to touch upon exaggeration and statistics. Now, I do not want to spend a lot of time on exaggeration because I felt that we explored this in imaginative writing. However, I want to look at it a little bit so that you jog your memory and are able to use it if you wish to use it within your persuasive writing hot task. So, exaggeration. Now, we did not use exaggeration as the word. We used a fancier word. Now, I've already said to a lot of boys and girls, and nobody's gotten back to me yet, and they're missing out on dojos. If you can remember the fancy word that we used for exaggeration in our persuasive writing lesson, then send that word to me. It will get you 10 dojos, and I will update it onto your dojo account ready for you when you come back. Okay, so you could do that by sending a voice note, writing it down on a piece of paper, send me a photo, using the drawing pad, really quickly write down that word and send it to me. It'll be 10 dojos for each child that can remember that word. So exaggeration. Exaggeration is a statement or information that's completely untrue or over the top. For example, I could eat a horse, I'm that hungry. I say that every day. Every single day. But that's just Mrs. Morning for you. I will explode if I'm asked to do that again. The motorbike travelled faster than the speed of light. Now, what you're going to do is you are going to use these words. Now, I've got a pen. Mrs. Rash gave me a pen that I could use on my iPad. So I'm going to try and write these words. Hold on. Yes, it's working. Oh, fabulous. You may have noticed that my handwriting is a little bit better on the iPad than it was before. It was so hard writing with my finger. But there you go. It's still not great with that pen, but it's a lot better. Okay, so using these words, bored and happy, can you create your own exaggerated statement? So something that is untrue or completely over the top. Okay. I would like for you to do this in your remote learning jotter. You can take a picture and then send it to me. Boys and girls, just on that point, don't feel like you need to keep sending lots of different pictures. What to do is wait till the end of the lesson, and I say it's the end of the lesson. There will be a worksheet that is attached to this lesson. What you can do is complete your worksheet and then take a photo of any tasks that we've done together at the end, rather than doing lots of different photos. It makes things easier for you, and it makes things easier for me too. Okay, so pause the video here. Okay, boys and girls, so you should have written down some exaggerated statements or over-the-top statements for bored and happy. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to look at some of the examples that I came up with. Happy. So, I was as happy as a pig in mud. Bored. I was so bored I could have died. That's completely untrue, isn't it? A bit over the top, dramatic. Okay, now, can you think of any other exaggerated statements you have heard used? Maybe we heard your parents or whoever cares for you saying something you've thought, oh my goodness, that's over the top. That's exaggerated. You might have heard your friends saying something that's quite exaggerated. Now, for everyone that you could think of, okay, I'm going to give 5 dojos for each one, okay? And then I will add them to your account for when you're coming back. So just write them in your jotter They must be clear. They must be in your best handwriting. If I don't understand them and I can't read them, no dojo. I expect the best from primary 7. Okay, so pause the video now. Welcome back, boys and girls. I hope you got some examples written into your remote learning jotter. So now we're going to look at statistics. Okay, now statistics are factual data used to convince the reader. Now, this is really important because if you have a viewpoint, boys and girls, if you say something in your persuasive writing to persuade somebody of something, you're going to want to back it up with some facts. So there's no room for any doubt or any argument. Okay, because you've backed it up. You backed your argument up. Okay. So for example, I might say Cadbury's chocolate is the best chocolate in the world. Okay, that's my viewpoint. Yes, and I am using chocolate again. I think I have a problem. So Cadbury's chocolate is the best chocolate in the world. Okay. Now, I may want to think about how I'm going to back up that argument. So I might want to find out how many bars of chocolate gets sold. Does Cadbury's chocolate beat other chocolate brands? What's the percentage? What's the highest chocolate? So if you back it up with actual factual data and figures, that will help make your argument more solid. And the other person who maybe thinks differently might find it difficult to argue your point with that because you've got the facts, you've got the data. So statistics is information based on a study, okay? So it might be that it's just information out there, or it might be a research project where a number of people have been asked about something. So it's information based on a study of the number of times something happens or is present. And it might have numerical facts in there, so that just means number facts. Here is an example of a statistic. Statistics show or suggest that women live longer than men. Okay, so that's one example. Another example, official statistics show that Japanese workers work longer hours than workers in other countries. So that's a few statistics there. And those facts, those statements that have been said can be found. They're facts because the information can be found out there. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is look at some other examples. 95% of people agreed it was the best pizza they have ever tasted. So this is another example of a study. So what that means is they've asked so many people, what did you think of the pizza? And they've said, yeah, it was the best pizza. And it was 95% of them. So 5% didn't agree. 95% did. 85% of children believe homework should be abolished. Okay? So again, this would have been based on a study. So many children would have been asked in a school. And so many children would have said, I believe we shouldn't do homework. And so many children would have said, I think we should have. So if you were to use that as an example, that would be a good example. That would be a good statistic to use if your argument was we shouldn't do homework anymore. Okay? Now, what I want you to do is I want you to think, what data could you use if you were trying to persuade people to eat healthily? Now, what I did was I went on the internet and just typed in, oh, it's not working now. Hold on, boys and girls. Oh, that's annoying. So anyway, oh, here it is. It's starting to load now. So I went onto the internet and, oh goodness, this is not good. Sorry, hold on, boys and girls. Yeah, so I went on the internet and I typed in healthy eating statistics to help me. Just typed it in. And I just browsed through some of the tabs looking for statistics and facts that interested me. And I found this one. It said, kids get almost half of their calories from junk food. So we need a certain amount of calories a day to help us have energy and function and be able to get through the day. Now it said that so basically we get far too much of our eating from junk food. 40% of the daily calories are coming from sugar and processed foods. Now, you might be going, well, what does that mean to me and what does that matter to me? But I found it quite interesting because the junk food that we're eating, that the kids are eating, they're getting half of their calories from, often contain harmful chemicals that can lead to behavioural problems, allergies and obesity. So I thought that was quite interesting. So you could have put something like that. What data could you use if you were trying to persuade people to eat healthily? So you might say, you've got to think about eating healthily because did you know that some of the foods, processed foods, can contain harmful chemicals, and that can lead to you having behavioural problems, obesity and allergies. Okay, so that's one example. I want you to pause the video here. Actually, I think this is it. Wait a minute, I'm going to just check. Yeah, it's not on to the next one. I thought so. So what I want you to do is I want to see if you can find any interesting statistics to support healthy eating. Okay? Because you want to persuade people to eat healthily. So can you go and research the internet and find any statistics or facts that could support healthy eating? Then after that, boys and girls, write it in your remote learning jotter. That's your last task, and then you're going to take a picture of your remote learning jotter. Then there is a template attached to this lesson that you can either write on top of with the text box, or you can write it in your remote learning jotter and take a picture. Okay, thank you, goodbye.